Hi everyone, today in this class let us discuss about the basic concepts of light that we will discuss under the heading of Introduction to Light. First of all, let us see what do you mean by light, the meaning of light. Light is a form of energy. Like in the case of heat, electricity, sound, light is also one form of energy. As we know that sound causes hearing sensation, heat causes, if you touch the object then you feel heat. Similarly, we can see the light. That means light causes a visual sensation. So, light is one form of energy and it causes visual sensation. And the object from which we are getting light, they are called as sources of light. For example, sun is the main source of light. Stars also they have the own light, they are also source of light. And at the same time, electric bulb, candle light, they are all the different sources of light. So what do you mean by source of light? The substance or the object from which we are getting the light energy are called as sources of light. These sources of light are divided into two types. One is natural, second is artificial source of light. First is there are two types of source of light. One is natural, second is artificial source of light. For natural source of light, sun and the star. These two are the natural source of light. An artificial source of light is electric bulb. Electric bulb, LED bulb, LCD bulb, all there are the artificial source of light. So, the substance or the object from which we are getting the light energy out are called as sources of light. There are two types, natural, artificial. Sun, stars are the example for natural source of light. Artificial source of light, the examples are electric bulb. Sun is far off from us. From sun, the light rays start and they reach the earth. Similarly, stars are far off from the earth. When compared to the distance between sun and the earth, sun and stars are so far from the earth. Even then, we are getting light from stars and the sun. That means the light energy started at sun and stars that travel through space and through the atmospheric air and they are reaching us. That means it is clear that light can travel from one place to another place. That means light can propagate from one place to another place. How light is propagating from one place to another place? For that, two people have given two different types of theories, and they are very important ones. Particularly, the names of the theories are Newton's corpuscular theory of light. Second is Huygens wave theory of light. Now let us discuss about Newton's theory and wave theory given by Huygens. there are two different theories to explain the propagation of light through different media. One is Newton's theory. Newton proposed a theory called first is that from the source of light, it may be natural, artificial, a small tiny particles start and they are shooted out in all possible directions, and these corpuscles travels in a straight path and reaches the observer, and that is the basic concept given by Newton with the name corpuscular theory. And if you follow the Newton's corpuscular theory, you will get a conclusion that light travels in a straight path. So, according to Newton's corpuscular theory, light travels in the straight path. On the other hand, the second is Huygens wave theory, but this Huygens wave theory is little higher concept. We will be discussing more and more details about the Huygens wave theory in the higher level. But anyhow, Huygens proposed that light travels in a medium in the form of a wave. Light travels from the source of light to the observer through the medium in the form of a wave. That's why it is called as Huygens wave theory. So finally, corpuscular theory proposed by Newton and Huygens theory, wave theory proposed by Huygens. And these two are the theories to explain the propagation of light through a medium. And light can travel through all the three types of media. Light can travel through some solids, some liquids, and through all the gases. Depending upon the ability of the matter to allow the light rays to pass through, the matter is divided into three types. The first is transparent, second is opaque, so based upon the ability of the light to travel through different materials or matter, matter is divided into three types. One is transparent material, second is opaque material, third is translucent material. Now let us discuss what is a transparent material. Transparent material allows the light rays to pass through. For example, you can take glass, a transparent glass. We can see through the transparent glass. Why? Because transparent glass allows the light rays to pass through, so we can see through. Similarly, clear water is also a transparent material. The air is also a transparent medium. So, transparent material or transparent media allows the light rays to pass through, and that we will call them as transparent materials or transparent matter. Second is opaque. Opaque materials will not allow the light rays to pass through. An example for opaque material are wood is an opaque material, metals, rocks. They are all the examples. There are the different examples for opaque material. Opaque material will not allow the light rays to pass through. The translucent materials allow the light rays to pass through them partially. Suppose if there are 100 light rays are incident on a translucent material, of them 50 or 40% of the light rays passes through and the remaining cannot, and such type of materials are called as translucent. For example, butter paper, tracing paper, they are all the examples for translucent material. Why? Because through the butter paper or tracing paper we can see the objects partially and the vision is not so clear, and those materials are called as translucent materials. So, based on the ability of the light rays to pass through different materials, matter is divided into three types: transparent, opaque and translucent